Good afternoon. Sorry for the noise in the background. I'm outside the home. I'm in the shop. So I know that the noise will be too much today. Let's join. I want to teach live in today's class. I want to teach it live. Well, let's continue. If others come, they will join us. So in today's class, welcome to my live. Please give me a thumbs up. And today we'll be teaching it live. Double tap your screen to give me a thumbs up. We'll be talking about all these while we'll be teaching Akara edemede. And I'm sorry for the background noise. I'm in the shop. So that is why everywhere is noisy. I'll try much as possible to be audible enough so that you will understand me. Welcome to my live. Please double tap your screen to give me a thumbs up. So we'll continue from where we stopped the last time. Today we'll be talking about Akara edemede Igbo. Remember, we'll be talking about this Akara edemede Igbo. And today we are talking about the Akarangudo, or you call it Akarangudo. You can call it Akarangudo. If you have any question based on the topic you've been treated so far, just write it in the comment section. I'll read it and show more light on it. Please give me a thumbs up. Double tap your screen and give me a thumbs up. Based on the topic I've been teaching all this while, if you have any question, just drop your question. And today we'll continue from where we stop. Akara edemede. Remember, I told you it's a broad topic, so I'm taking it easy, one at a time. So today we'll be looking at the 9th one, which is Akaramgbodo, or you call it Akarangudo, which is bracket in English language. Double Black, thank you for joining my live. Don Black, the comedian, thank you for joining my live. Please give me a thumbs up. So what do we know as? We all know how to make use of brackets, but I'm teaching based on the Igbo aspect of it. Brackets. Bracket is a punctuation mark used in pair. We use the two. Used in pair to separate information in a particular sentence. We use it to separate information in a particular sentence. Don Black the comedian, here is a lesson learned. Thank you very much. I'm also happy that you are enjoying my class. If you have any question based on the previous topic that we've treated, just drop it in your comment section. I'll be glad to go back to it and throw more light on it. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Double tap your screen to give me a thumbs up. So, I'm sorry I'm in the shop. Why teaching? If customer walks in, I will attend to my customer. I'm sorry for that. But at least I'll still try to educate you in order for you to understand. What is bracket? It is a punctuation mark used in pair to separate information in a particular sentence. We don't use one, we must use the two. Example, Adaku. Adaku kunelu. You open a bracket and put Dime. The Adaku that is standing upstairs, Adaku is the name of the person. Adaku that is standing upstairs is pregnant. Is pregnant is in brackets. We put it in brackets so that you will know that it's explaining that the Adaku that is standing up there is pregnant. Where are you now? I'm in Lagos, so I'm teaching you from Lagos. And you, where are you chatting me from? Don Black the comedian. I'm teaching you in Lagos. If you see my background, you know this is a keyboard. You know I'm in the shop. I'm in the shop. I'm teaching you from my husband's shop. So like I was saying, I'm giving you the example of how to make use of this Akarangudo called brackets. Ada kuku nelu Dime. Dime, will you write it in brackets? To tell you that the Adaku that is standing upstairs is pregnant, it gives more explanation to one particular object or one particular thing or human that you are explaining or you are talking about. Please give me a thumbs up. Double tap your screen to give me a thumbs up. Thank you very much for joining my lives. The bird is flying high. Where did you put your brackets? I'm just seeing the bird is flying high. You can say the bird is flying high. Then you open a bracket and put pigeon, or you put eagle, maybe any name of a bird that you know. It means that that particular bird is flying high. Thank you for double tapping your screen. Please don't forget to add your question. I'm here to teach you more about it. I hope I'm audible enough. Another way that we make use of brackets. Brackets are also used to cover different numbers. They are also used to cover different numbers. Example, Roman numbers, alphabet, Roman numbers like 1, 2, 3. When you are writing a sentence and you want to specify some things, when you write 1, maybe you said the numbers of the girls in the house include 1, Chiamaka. The 1 you are writing, you write it in brackets. Open the brackets, write 1, close the brackets before you write Chiamaka. 2, Chibike. The 2 you will write, you open a bracket and close it. Yes, I'm married. Chigozie Friday. I'm married. I'm happily married. I'm married. Any question, you just drop it there. You can use it to cover an alphabet. When you are explaining a particular thing, then you want to specify or list some things. Either you are using Roman numeral to list or you use alphabet to list. You can write A, open a bracket, write A, close the bracket, then you list whatever you want to list. We use it in listing. Why using numbers? Why using alphabets? Why using Roman numbers? Another way that we make use of these brackets, brackets are used to cover a word written in English language. If you are writing in Igbo, and you know a sentence that is in Igbo, you don't bring in a foreign language to it without specifying. Like example, you can write agumagu in Igbo. Then you open a bracket and write literature. They are the same meaning. You just want to tell somebody, like the way I'm doing, teaching Igbo language with English language. Had it been I'm writing it, this English part, I must put brackets while adding it. Like I'm writing, Adaku went to the market. In Igbo, Adaku gara ahịa. Then I open a bracket and put Oshodi, or I put Alaba International Market. I'm specifying that this particular place is the place the person went to. But in this one that I'm talking about, Adaku gara ahịa, the example I'm talking about is Agumagu in Igbo. We have Agumagu in Igbo. Then if you want to write it in English, you open a bracket and write literature. So that means you want to tell your audience that doesn't know the meaning of Agumagu, that Agumagu is what? Literature. I hope you understand. You want high Godwin Zara. Godwin Gaza. Okay, Godwin Gaza. Hi, thank you for joining my live. Please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate. Another example, like the way I'm teaching you about Akara, edemede, Igbo. And I will open a bracket and write punctuation mark. That punctuation mark written is telling you, my audience, that does not understand the meaning of Akara, edemede, Igbo. If you're a non-speaker, you will not understand the meaning of Akara, edemede, Igbo. But when you see a bracket and you see punctuation mark, you say, okay, does it mean that this Akara, edemede, Igbo means punctuation mark? That is the way that we also make use of this particular bracket in a sentence. You use it to explain that this particular thing that you are saying in this language, in English language, it means this thing. Thank you for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate. Give me a thumbs up. I want to go and touch more. If you have any question in this particular Akara, edemede, the ones that we've touched before, if you have question, please do well to ask question. I'm here to answer your question. Chigozie Friday. Yes, I'm married though. Don Black the comedian. There is a lesson learned. Thank you very much. I'm so happy that you are learning, and I appreciate for you to join my life. Continue. I'll be teaching you often now with life. And most times, if I'm not at home, if I'm in the shop, I will still teach while in the shop. But you will permit me that if customer is more than one that my husband cannot do alone, I will stand up to attend the customer. And I'm so sorry for the background noise that you are hearing. I'm outside the home. That is why you are hearing this background noise. Another Akara, edemede, Igbo that we have is Akaruhe. Akaruhe, which is hyphen. Akaruhe, which is hyphen. We have so many ways that we put this hyphen. And the remaining ones, I will record it so that those that have been watching the previous videos will also understand what I'm saying, so that they will follow. Because I will still repeat this number 9 in recording and upload. Then the remaining ones that we've not touched, which is Akaruhe, Akarudolu, Akaranta, Akarudolu, which is to marking. You use it to indicate something that is high, that is low, that is mid, while saying it. Akaramgbodo, which is where omission, where you omitted something and you want to write it. You know, you put Akaramgbodo at the down then you write what you want to write at the top. So the remaining Akara edemede, I will do it in a video, then upload it so that anybody can see it. And please, if you have any topic or anything that you want to ask me in Igbo language that you've been teaching all this while, you can upload your question. I see what you're saying. Don Black the comedian. Thank you very much. I appreciate Don Black the comedian. I appreciate. Please don't hesitate to give me a thumbs up. So I'll be going to another topic now. I'll be teaching you another topic now. I'm sorry I don't have a whiteboard in this place that we used to teach you. My whiteboard is at home, but I'll try much as possible to teach you well in a way you understand. We'll be going to Mkpụrụ edemede Igbo, which is Igbo alphabet. Igbo alphabet. There is no language that doesn't have their own alphabet. Igbo have alphabets. Yoruba have alphabets. Hausa have alphabets. Language in this world, for the fact they are writing it, they have alphabets. So in today, I'll be talking about Igbo alphabet. In Igbo alphabet, there is one particular orthography that we are using now. There are so many orthographies. Orthography is a pattern that you use to write that is generally accepted in that particular region or environment or society. Like the one we call Igbo orthography. The orthography that we are using in writing Igbo language is orthography Onwu. Onwu is the name of the person that came together with his group to form, not that we don't have other alphabet that we're making use of. We'll be making use of some alphabets, just that some words did not fit in. When you want to spell it, you will not know what to use in the alphabet. So they need to revisit and check and to be sure that this alphabet is okay and generally accepted. So after everything, the person that was in charge of them looking for the alphabet is Mr. Onwu. Mr. Onwu. And this Mr. Onwu, since he was the one heading them, that was why we call this orthography Onwu. That was why we call this orthography Onwu. Orthography Onwu is the current orthography that we make use of while writing Igbo alphabet. Before, we have so many orthography like Lepsis orthography. Lepsis orthography did not add CH, which is Chi. So if you want to spell anything like Chioma, Chiamaka, Chima, and so many other Chi words, you can't spell it because the orthography was incomplete. There are some words that we will pronounce or spell that we can't spell using those orthography. I told you that orthography is the way that will make this Igbo orthography is the way that will make use of in writing Igbo language. I was calling the other orthographies that we have. Some of them is Lepsis. Lepsis orthography is another orthography that we know. And this particular orthography, there are some words that you would like to spell, but it doesn't have means of spelling that particular word, just because of the orthography is not complete. Hope you are following. Another orthography that was in existence before, this orthography Lepsis is 34. As it's not complete, it's not about being 34, but there are some words that we have in Igbo language like be, ge, de, and chi. ekpe, if you want to say apple, which is fufu, the KP there, if you are using leftist orthography, you can't spell it just because of what? The orthography is not complete. That was why we abandoned that orthography. Another orthography is sameness orthography, which is the Christian Mission Society orthography. The Christians that came before, do you know they are the whites? When they came to Nigeria, they were hearing what we are saying, but they don't understand. And they want we don't have any way of writing. And they want to help us to document some of our things. But those words that we are pronouncing, there are some things that we will say, they will not know how to add it up. They will spell it in English. Like they spell Anambra. The way they spell Enugu, they spell it in a Igbo way that is not meant to be like that. But since it has been documented, we decided to flow with them and continue with them. There's some lapses in this sameness orthography. They don't have chi to ch. So if you want to write Chiamaka, there is no means of you writing Chiamaka. If you want to write Chioma, there is no means of you writing Chioma. So many other things that we want to write in Igbo language, there is no means of you writing them because of what? The orthography is missing some things that is meant to be included. And those things that are missing are keywords that we have in Igbo language. CH is a particular, what will I say, is a particular alphabet that Igbo, almost all the Igbo name, you will see like 70% of Igbo name having CH. And if you want to mention God, we call God Chukwu or Chineke. And while writing Chukwu or Chineke, it is CH that you will make use of. And this orthography sameness, which is the Christian Mission Society orthography, when they came during the missionary journey, they were able to write some things, but their orthography was having some lapses. It doesn't have chi, it doesn't have G. If you want to say go, you cannot write it because the orthography did not provide a way to write J in Igbo language. Another orthography then was orthography Adams. We have orthography Adams. This orthography Adams is another way of writing Igbo alphabet, but we don't make use of them again. You know, as the word progresses, we still say, let me manage this one that I'm having to write. But as the word progresses, we'll be reshuffling it, removing the one that is not good and adding the one that is good to it. And those ones that are good, we still leave them. And come to make research about this particular orthography, we say, there are some things lacking that is not good. Then you add your own that you know that they are meant to be there. Another orthography is compromise orthography. This orthography is from Mr. Ogbalo, FC Ogbalo. But the orthography was still having some lapses. There's some alphabets that they did not include based on how we talk and how we speak. There's some words that Ogbalo added that we don't make use of. There's some things that Ogbalo added that we don't make use of. So in all this, Mr. Onwu and his committee decided that they will reshuffle and check all these orthographies to check the one that is not good. You know, there is some alphabets that you will see. It's because English language is not our alphabet. And even is our alphabet, we will see some faults. There's some alphabet that you will see. You will think that they don't make use of them. But when they are spelling, you will know how they make use of them. So Ogbalu came, reshuffled all this orthography that does not have some things that we have in Igbo language and added things that we need to be added to it. And Ogbalu's Onwu's orthography came in 1961. This Onwu orthography that we are using, we started using it in 1961. In 1961. Thank you for staying tuned to my live. The Onwu orthography that we'll be making use of. Lyrical T. Kelly, thank you for joining. We are talking about Akara edemede. We are no longer talking about Akara edemede Igbo. Now we are talking about our orthography, Mkpụrụ edemede Igbo, which is our Igbo alphabet. The way we make use of this Igbo alphabet, the orthography that we are using in this current Igbo alphabet. And we are saying that we are using Onwu orthography. And this Onwu orthography came in the year 1961. In the year what? 1961. And the group of this Onwu orthography, after their meeting, they came in conclusion, one, that there will be a smaller letter, not only capital letter. Other orthography doesn't have smaller letter. But this Onwu orthography, they decided that there must be a smaller letter. That there must be a smaller letter. And this smaller letter, we are still making use of it till date. They agreed that the diacritics, which is full stop, which is full stop, because you will see in Igbo alphabet, you will see two O. One O will have full stop at the down part, so one will not have full stop. One is O and one is O. The O, before, while writing the O, they will write, let me use my book as an example. We have two O. One is O and the second one is O. The one that have diacritic below, which is full stop. When you write O, you put full stop. And the other one without full stop. The one without full stop is O, while the one with full stop is O. Or if you want to pronounce okoko, which is foul, you will use the O sound. And this orthography, they decided that while writing this O, it will no longer be dash. Before, while they are writing it, they will write it. Before, while writing it, other orthography, they will put dash and not full stop. So this orthography decided that they will remove the dash and be adding full stop. So that is how this particular way that we normally write when you are seeing us, the diacritics that we use is full stop and not dash. You will see two I, which one is A. Are you selling instrument? I just saw keyboard on your background. Yes, so I'm selling instrument. It's my husband's shop, so I came around to help him. And I need to go, I need to come to class and teach. Welcome to my life. Please give me a thumbs up. Lyrical T Kelly, please give me a thumbs up. Double tap your screen and give me a thumbs up. I'm talking about the orthography that we are using to write now. This orthography, they removed the dash in diacritic sound. Instead of adding full dash, they now added full stop. Other orthography did not have any way of writing the small letter. Had it been they did not change it, we could have been writing in capital letter till date. Those that change it, which is orthography, they brought this system of writing both in capital letter and in small letter, which is okay. And they brought so many other things, which is okay. When they bring all these things, it was the year 1961, no, not today, 1961. That was when this orthography started being existing. They started existing in 1961. And they accepted that we are going to have 8 vowels. In Igbo, ha kwekọrịtara na a ga-enwe udume asatọ. They accepted that we are going to have 8 vowels. Let me write the 8 vowels that we have in Igbo language. A, E, I, O, U, and O. These are the Igbo vowels that we have. The way we write A, our regular alphabet in English, A is called A. Then E in English, in Igbo we call it A. Have you seen the way we interchange our own? Because we want to write a word like Emeka, Chiemeka, God has done good. That we are writing it as E and not as A. Wow, okay, nice one. Please, I want to know how much is your keyboard price. It depends on the keyboard that you want. It depends on the keyboard that you want. I'll give you the price on the keyboard that you want. After your class, let me not interrupt your class. After you teaching, you can tell me the cost of your keyboard. Type that you have. Okay, no problem. I will do that to you. Lyrical T Kelly. I will do that. After the class, I will type it. So this orthography decided that we'll be having 8 vowels. Vowels in Igbo is called udume. And these 8 vowels have been in existence since 1961 till date. We'll be making use of it since 1961 till date. Another agreement that they have in Igbo, it says, ha depụtara ụdamkpi itoolu. Ụdamkpi in English is a pair word. 2 alphabet that is coming together as one alphabet. Example, CH, we call it chi. CH in English are 2 alphabets coming together as one alphabet. But in Igbo, we use it as one alphabet because we have a word that we pronounce with that CH, which is chi. Chiamaka, Chukwu, Chineke. Chiamaka is God is good. Chukwu is God. Chineke is also God. We have different names for God. Chineke is also God. So we have this pair words in Igbo language, pair alphabet. We have 9. So they agreed that these our pair alphabets will be existence since 1961 till date. Another agreement they had Mgbochi ume dị iri abụọ na asatọ, which is consonant. The consonants will be 28 in numbers, and these 28 consonants we'll be making use of it since 1961 till date. And they agreed that in Yerudume, which is semi-vowel, will be only two, which is M and N. M, we call it me, and N, we call it ni. Me and ni, that is me, na, ni. In English, it is me and ni, or M and N. That it will be only two, semi-vowel. We have our regular vowel, which is 8. We have another semi-vowel, which is 2. We have consonants, but in English, they only have consonants and vowel. A, E, I, O, U, which is the vowel. Then the rest is consonants. The rest are consonants. While in Igbo, we have 3. Our alphabet is divided into 3. One part, which is vowel, is our alphabet is 36. 8 is our vowel. 28 are consonants, while 2 are semi-vowel. Our vowel are A, which is A in English language, E, which is E in English language, E, which is I in English language, E, which is I that have dots up and down. If it's in capital letter, it's only down that the dot will be. That dot is called diacritic, which is I in English language, but this I have dots below. This I have dots below. And the semi-vowel, okay, I've not finished with the vowel. A, E, E, O, which is O in English language. Then O, which is O with dots below. O with dots is called O. Then U, which is U in English language. U, which is U with dots in English language. So these are our Igbo vowels. They are 8 in numbers. Most of our Igbo word, 98% of our Igbo word, while spelling it, you must have, I said 98, there are some Igbo words that also have vowel in it, but 98% of our Igbo word have vowel in it. While spelling a word in Igbo language, you must see this A, E, I, O, U, double I, double O, double U. One O with dot, one U with dot, and one I with dot. They must have vowels in it. We believe that while forming Igbo sentence, Igbo word, we must add vowel. Is the way we are saying it. We spell Igbo language the way we spell it. The way we are hearing it, that is the way we spell it. We don't confuse our generation like the English language. You want to spell rapper, and W will be in silence. You spell W-R. While writing, you write W-R-A-P-P-E-R. While in Igbo language, if you tell us to spell that rapper, the way you will pronounce it, that is why if we write in Igbo, you will be able to pronounce the word when you are an African. Because the way you are saying it, that is the way you will pronounce it, except the alphabet that you don't have in your language. Where you will find it difficult is the alphabet that you don't have in your language. And consonants are what we use while writing. But when we are spelling, you write, let me say, nri. Nri is food. N-R-I. N-R-I. Nri. N-R-I. The I doesn't have dots below. It's only the normal I with the dots up. This N-R-I, the idea is the vowel. The N is the Yiridume, but here is functioning as what? Consonants. R is consonants. Then I is vowel. This is the way we make use of. We write in most word, 98% of our words must have a vowel in it while writing it. mentioned. It's only 2% that also have vowel. 98% of our words have vowel in it. Remember I told you that Mkpụrụ edemede Igbo is divided into 3. We have vowel that is 8. We have consonant that is 28. We have semi-vowel that it is 2. I hope you understand what we said in this particular topic or class. Hope you are following. Thank you for joining my life. I'll still see you some other time, either today or tomorrow. I'll still teach. And if you have any question, please feel free to come and drop your question on my comment section, or you go to the community and write your question. I will throw more light on your question. Thank you for joining my life. I really appreciate. Please always give me a thumbs up when you log in. Thank you very much. See you in my next live or video. I'll still be on live or I'll go to video. Thank you for joining me. See you. Bye. Thank you for all those that commented. Don Black Comedian, thank you for joining my life, that joined my life. Chigozie Friday, thank you for joining my life. Godwin Gaza, thank you for joining my life. Lyrical T. Kelly, thank you also for joining my life. Is Lyrical Kelly that was asking me if I sell instruments? Yes, I do. I do. I sell instruments. It depends on what you want. The keyboards here, we have 473. So I don't know the one you want. So Lyrical T. Kelly, which keyboard do you say you want? Let me know. What is it, PSR or S series? I can give you our business number while you call to ask any question that you want. I will write the business number. Please, Lyrical Kelly, you can call this number 080. I will still drop it. 080 629 76097 473. I have 473. 473. That I'm sorry, oh. Sorry, it's now on. The number, let me call it again. 080 629 76097. Did you get the number now? I said the 473 is 470. The last price. Did you get the number now? Lyrical Kelly. I know you can hear me now because my mic is on. Can you hear me now? Okay. Did you get the number that I called before? So that in case you want us to deliver it to you or you want to walk into the shop and buy it from us by yourself, it's okay. You can still walk in. This shop is Success Link Musical Instruments at Ogba bus stop, opposite the former Tantalizer. Ogba bus stop, Ogba bus stop, Ogba, Ikeja, Lagos. Thank you for joining my live. We are done with today's class. If you have any question, you can drop it here. I can still talk more about it. That particular question that you want. Okay, thank you very much. So thank you for staying tuned in today's class. I will still see you in my next class. Please do well to join. Give me a thumbs up and share. I appreciate you. Thank you for staying tuned. See you in my next video. I appreciate.